It ain't
A
water barrel.
Okay, because
a man, we the humanitarians that pour the water bucket out.
Welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and we back like cook crack, and I'm the host, Anthony That Dude Johnson, and I actually got my team in full force tonight. I got to my right, LV the Great, actually David Ruffin. He changed his name to Thanos.
Y'all like to find me
AKA David Ruffin. Then to my left, I have my man, Mr. Shabazz himself.
What's happening, people?
And to the right, we have Treese, the First Lady, and I am Anthony That Dude Johnson. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to get straight to it. Freestyle Friday, and like I said, the team is finally back in full force, and we got a lot to talk about. We can't wait to digest it with y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with something that affects the community we actually are from, and that's the Omaha area. So it's an Omaha landlord he found a loophole in the declaration for the pandemic. So what he's doing is he's not allowing his tenants to re-sign their lease, and he's kicking them out that way. See, what happens is if you're behind on your rent, they're not supposed to be evicting you right now. So what he did was he waited until they were caught up on their rent and they needed to sign a new lease. And like me, for example, I just had to sign a new lease. He didn't give them that option. So what happened was he's kicking these people out that have nowhere to go. And I want to say this. I don't know who these people are, but I know that motherfucker was a slum landlord anyway. If you watch the footage and you watch the video, the home spoke for itself. And like I said, who am I to judge somebody's home? But they said that they had 50 rats that they killed. They killed 50 rats. There's bugs everywhere. Don't get me wrong, all apartments sometimes have issues. But in my particular situation, I was able to sign my lease. Thank God they didn't find a loophole in that, because they could have kicked my ass out if they wanted to too. So what we're going to do is, due to the fact that he's back, we got to let LV have the... I want to call you Ruffin so bad again. let LV have the floor. So what's your opinion on the loophole that the landlord came up with to evict them? Should he have did that, and is that cool, or how should he have handled it, and what should they do?
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that. But no, on the real though, because you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can see it a bunch of different ways. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he knows the living conditions is fucked up there, and should nobody be staying there. And so with this loophole, then his hands is tied to allow these individuals to live there. He may be wanting them to move out so he can come in and correct the issues. That may be an option. I mean, because he's giving up money that's being paid, guaranteed by the government, and saying, well, I'm going to give that money up to kick some people out and not renew their lease, when that I can let them stay here, continue to get paid through this government pandemic assistance, and the living conditions is horrendous.
Terrible.
Or he may say, well, my hands is tied. I got these people living somewhere that should no one live.
Right.
And so this loophole is allowing for me to rectify what the fuck I'm actually doing with this apartment, with this building, and with people that got children and everything living in it.
I ain't think about it like that. You're 100% right, but I mean, I doubt that's
because he's losing, and then ain't nobody else gonna come in and rent it, and there's rats and roaches running around. Somebody else gonna come in with it. They ain't gonna come bring their hard-earned money and go, okay, I done saved up $1,200. Can I see that one bedroom you got? And you go in and it's deplorable.
Yeah.
He gonna be losing. Depending on how many buildings, how many apartments it is, he gonna be losing thousands of dollars a month. That's just because I don't understand any other way. I don't understand why he would give up free money.
Yeah, you're right. Good shit. Maxwell, what's your opinion?
I see it a little bit different. I think that even though like the CDC had this declaration in place to where, you know, they technically cannot evict for non-payment of rent, Mary Miller, I think, who was given the 30-day notice, her rent was paid up in full. So to me, it's a form of retaliation. She complained about her living conditions to the city of Omaha, and they came out, and I think there are 9 out of 12 units in the apartment that are in violation right now.
You had
So
a
it's
slow
definitely,
landlord.
I did. I went through this personally with a mold issue that I had in my apartment. And I did the same thing. I contacted the city code inspector and also the health department, and they did find mold, and I got very sick. And that landlord decided to not renew my lease because of that. So to me, it is a form of retaliation. And also the family that's living there, they don't have anywhere else to go.
That's the sick part about it, is that when these people are like, as I say, get the fuck out of this raggedy apartment. We don't know what their living conditions would be if they didn't have that apartment. So,
They're actually asking if they can just, they're actually asking if they can renew the lease and stay because they don't have nowhere to go on such short notice within 30 days. So they know that the living conditions are horrible, but they're like, we'd rather stay here in these horrible living conditions and not have anywhere to go.
well, what's your opinion, Mr. Shabazz?
I gotta agree with Treese on this one. Like, they called the people on that man. You know what I'm
Get any
saying?
comments, Maxwell? I ain't saying shit.
Me neither.
Maybe
Yeah, I gotta agree with Treese. I think that it was retaliation. I think they found a loophole. They didn't think about it when they put in the stipulations for the pandemic. So, you know, you can't evict people according to the pandemic, but once that lease is up, now it's to a point to where they don't even have to have a reason to renew your lease. So if he think he has something against him because he know if the city come down with that code and figure out what's going on, he gonna be in big trouble. You know what I'm saying? Or he gonna end up having to pay a lot more money to get
Right.
the problem solved. So instead of doing that, knowing that these people gonna steadily keep complaining or steadily keep calling the people on him, he was like, shit, let me get these people out of here.
I can agree
But
with Leo
is it? Did he evict other people? Because he's been at this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And so the first time they complained, the people said, "Well, he attacking us," but he done it again. You know what I'm saying? Kicking more people out.
He
Right.
can't deliberately evict them. So what he's doing is when their lease is up, he's just
He's not
choosing to
renewing
not
it.
renew it. So those other tenants may not be, right where they are in their lease. But another thing that happens is when the city code inspector comes out, they get fined for that. So if 9 out of 12 of the units are already in violation, he's gotten fined for that. And they have to correct that issue before they can rent the apartment out again.
Right.
So he's pissed either way.
So he
that
gonna
he's
give
going to
up
have
money,
to do
though.
something now.
Giving them money, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's 12. Well, I would say 12 racks a month.
Was not doing him any. In his mind, you caused this problem because you call these people. So in his mind, now I gotta fix this shit. So you gotta go.
Get rid of y'all.
Yeah, because you're
Right.
complaining instead of just paying me
Right.
and shutting your. It's sick. That there are landlords out here like this, that they expect people to live in these inhumane conditions, but they line their pockets and they live in these big, nice, pretty houses, and they
Right.
drive these big, pretty
Take
cars.
a big vacation.
Them
Yes.
people, the people that they were talking about, I seen the apartment. I felt bad for them. I'm like,
I mean,
it's fucked up that
They
you gotta
said they
live.
caught 50 rats.
Dog.
But here go the
50?
thing, though.
And they said their back door had gotten kicked in 6 times
they said
already.
that. I ain't
By
understand.
who?
That's how I
Rob,
understand.
the police, the robbers. He can't control that. The robbers. He can't control robbers. But here go the truth though. There's a difference between a slumlord and then a dumb lord, because you have individuals that put their heart and their soul into their property, and motherfuckers come and
tear that
just
shit up.
tear it up
Yeah.
and treat it
They
like
do.
shit. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't recoup nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got people come in, rip all the plumbing, break all the windows,
Right.
leave.
Right.
That same way.
Right.
Any property I ever left, that motherfucker was fully furnished. You know what I'm saying? Y'all throw this shit away. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker came fully furnished. The motherfucker could have come in and sit down and that motherfucker and watch TV. Shit. That motherfucker coming fully furnished. I don't give a fuck where I'm moving from. It's gonna be something there that the next motherfucker can enjoy.
I've done that before.
You know what I'm
I've done that in every
I ain't
apartment I ever
doing
lived in.
lying shit. I'm gonna be fully
Hey,
furnished.
Brandy said, why would they want to stay there anyway? You said they was
yeah, Brandy,
on
they-
some type of assistance or
So
housing
they
or
was on
something.
government assistance.
Were they?
They said it.
Oh, well, Brandy, they said they wanted to stay because they didn't have anywhere else to go on such short notice, on a 30-day notice.
Yeah.
I had to give him a 30-day. And hold on, you getting the stimmy.
And then that's very
Hold on, time out.
surprising.
You getting this? If you're not getting the stimmy, you're getting unemployment.
Right.
If you're not getting unemployment, then you got a fucking job,
Right.
and you living somewhere rent free. You can't save $1,000 to say, well, when these 30 days is up, I'm out of here. That's only you're living for free. You can't. What more do you want?
I don't know, but
You can't. What more do they want?
what is surprising to me, though, you said they are on government,
No,
or
they were.
on housing, I guess?
I don't know the exact.
Because housing does inspections, and if it does
No,
not pass code, then
that
they
motherfucker
won't even
house,
pay.
That apartment they living in was not about housing. That shit probably have been some.
Well,
Yeah,
Francis
it
house
can't- it
assistance or
can't
some
be.
shit like
Well,
that.
you know they do. You know it's just the apartment rentals, but they living rent free. What? Where the fuck?
We
are
don't
your
know.
funds at?
We don't know if they're living rent free now. They
That's the
pay.
thing, because
No,
the
this
government is
particular
paying.
tenant was paid
No.
up. The government didn't pay anything for her. She had her own rent paid, but yeah, she had her rent paid up, but she
She
complained
was-
about the living conditions.
Right.
And so yeah,
You a damn fool. I ain't bad. Listen, by the time we go through court, time we go through eviction court, this is gonna be longer than 30 days, Joe.
you
know
can
what I'm saying?
actually
'Cause I'm
serve your
showing up.
landlord.
You can serve me with that. I'm gonna let them know I'm showing up, and I'm gonna stack my bread, and we're gonna go to court case, and I'm gonna tell y'all let's set up a payment arrangement. I'm gonna violate that. I'm not gonna follow through with that,
Right.
and then they're gonna take me back to court, and by then I done saved 2-3 months.
You don't have to
of
do that
money.
though. If you are living in conditions like that, you can send a certified letter to your landlord. They have 10 days to fix
fix
it.
that
If they
shit.
don't, you can break your lease and you don't have to pay anything else.
Shit.
It's on the legal aid
Hats
website.
off to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Whoever y'all are, Mary, you know what I'm saying? I hope it gets
Yeah,
better.
good luck
Yeah,
to you.
hope it gets
Yeah,
better.
you're right, Brandy. Housing, they do inspections, so I don't think that it was like housing related, but I hope that they find
Housing
somewhere
don't
else to
come in the
go.
house no more.
Yeah,
Housing pull up the Gainey.
Yeah,
Gainey.
Coach
Gainey pull up. He said, y'all got any complaints? No, we good over here. We all good. You know what I'm saying? And pull the fuck back off.
Right.
And the housing don't even come in no more.
Brandy said they can't kick them out until they go to court. It's not a matter of the courts because they're not being evicted. They're just simply, their lease expired and the landlord is choosing not to renew it.
Right.
y'all ready for cause we got like 5 topics. Y'all
Let's
ready
get
for
it.
the next topic?
Let's go.
All right, next topic. A 1-year-old Texas little boy was shot in the head in Texas. Shout out to Brandy. She live in Texas. I know she's probably seen this on the local news multiple times. So this 1-year-old boy was shot in the head by the police. I'm gonna break down the story and let my colleagues actually explain what their opinions is on it. So what happened was this girl was at a gas station getting ready to pump her gas, and this happens often in any bad neighborhood or any bad area. The man was running from the police and jumped in her car, and this is what I
And he
understand.
just came from 2 robberies?
I
Did he
don't-
say he robbed something?
That I didn't see.
That's what it was, wasn't it, Trees?
I just
Robbery.
know they was chasing her.
He was a robbery
So-
suspect in 2
So
robberies.
when, and again, I'm gonna pull up again. So when the guy hops in her car, she could have just hopped out. Now, self-preservation says hop out, but being a mom says I gotta protect my baby cub. So she did the right thing in that situation. Like I said, self-preservation. There's some lot of fucked up motherfuckers out there that would have left that baby and been like happy to be out of that situation. She stayed, and what happened was the police decided to shoot up the civilian's car with a child in there, and let alone to be shooting at this man in broad day like that. You have to understand, you witnessed him hop in somebody's car that he
Period.
doesn't even know.
Period.
So,
Period.
and I don't know the results if the baby is still alive. Last time I checked, the baby was on life support, and and I pray to God the baby pulled through.
Definitely.
And I feel like, and I don't care, man. This girl That's some traumatic shit. What's your opinion? Let's go with TV first this time. What's your opinion, TV, on the 1-year-old child being shot in the head by police officers as they're chasing down a bank robber?
First, I'm gonna say any child that's in the car, you can't really see the child. So
I can agree with that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
As they
yeah,
run up. Now,
yeah,
what you
yeah,
did
yeah.
see
It's a
was this
civilian.
damn woman. Yeah,
Right.
the civilian was in the goddamn
Right.
car. So the police should have had way better discretion. There was some bullshit officers. They was hungry
Jesus
because
Christ.
it's like they was just looking to shoot a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it was fucked up. I think that
Where everybody at?
what do you go through all that training for if you just gonna get in them situations and do what the fuck you want to do? Like, you know how you be in your little training and this motherfucker pop up, but it's a civilian. You ain't supposed to shoot that motherfucker. And then the motherfucker finally pop up with a gun and you supposed to pop back.
motherfuckers like
Like
Will
they do
Smith.
all this training and shit, and then you get out there and do some shit like that, and then end up shooting a baby. So I know they feel like shit. They know they did their job wrong. You know you got a suspect, right? The suspect is actually running. You know what I mean? He ain't shooting back at you, ain't doing nothing. This man had ducked down in the car, and you lit the car up because you was just looking to kill something. And you end up shooting a baby. So
Shooting the
that's
baby.
full of
Did
shit.
they? So they didn't hit the mom,
None of the targets, yeah,
suspect,
he
none
right
of
next
that.
to the mom.
None of that.
The officer was